Hello and welcome to this episode of the Sketchy People Podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm Graf.
I'm also here. I'm Seika. Who are you guys? Follow me everywhere at Seika Tattoo.
I'm Neverpaint. I'm also a part of this show, of this little group here. We only have 3-person podcast now. Yeah.
Yeah, what a treat after a million episodes of 25 fucking people together screaming at each other.
Yeah. Okay, before we start, you guys think of the Sketch With Us topic while I say that we have a Discord server that you can join where beautiful stuff happens. We draw comic jams every Saturday. There's cooking shows. It's generally very active, so come and join if you want to hang with other artists, talk about art, anime, whatever. And also...
It's fun. It's good.
Yeah, also Sketch With Us for this week is...
Extinct animals or animals that are soon to be extinct. Please save them with your art.
I can stop thinking about the cute whale thing.
Yeah, that
so
was
cute, guys.
Good topic.
There's like a tiny small parrot whale dolphin creature that's only like a meter long and close to extinction.
So cute.
We have to save them.
It's
Please.
so cute, guys. There's only 30 left in the world. I'm gonna scream.
So
Please don't
draw
scream.
some more of them so they can...
Reproduce.
So we'll have more
breeds.
again. Okay.
What's going on this week? What's happening here?
My wrist fucking hurts.
Dude,
no.
same.
It's hurting again right now, guys. It's hell that never ends. I'm finally getting the stupid fucking bracing. I decided like 5 minutes ago that I'm done with this bullshit.
That's good. I got a brace and I'm not even sure if it helps anything. But then again, I'm not even sure if my wrist is fucked up in the first place. I'm actually curious about your wrist, Seika.
I would say if it hurts, it's fucked up.
Do you have the carpal tunnel syndrome thingy, or what's wrong with yours?
I'm not sure because I never want to get diagnosed by anyone. But I sure do get the numb and the twitching and, you know, the lack of sensibility on the drawing fingers sometimes. And it's like, ooh, this is very worrying.
Oh, shit. Okay. I feel then that I'm still good. Luckily.
Don't push your luck, Graf. Take care of yourself. I don't follow my own advice, but you should. Otherwise, you're gonna die like me. And that's no good. Especially not when you're studying animation.
So I spent the last week being scared of carpal tunnel syndrome.
Because you Googled this syndrome.
I mean,
no, don't Google. Go to a doctor.
In this case, it's important to Google the symptoms because it's something that could actually happen. How am I supposed to know what's happening if I don't know the symptoms? This is not like some weird. It's not some weird sickness that only few people have. This is something that could happen to me like any time.
Yeah. Just go to a doctor, go to an expert, and he's gonna tell you what you're supposed to do. Don't listen to the internet.
Neverpaint. How will I ever know if I have like hand cancer if I don't Google carpal tunnel?
I just want to be able to spot the symptoms myself. That's just. I don't have to go to the doctor if it's nothing.
You don't know if it's nothing.
Well, but
you don't know if it's something either.
It's always good to know some stuff yourself so you can judge your...
Disagree.
What? You disagree? So you always...
Knowledge bad, guys. You heard it first on the Sketchy People Podcast.
I'm against the concept of knowledge. Nobody should have it.
Against the concept of knowledge, okay. I mean, I do agree in some way.
You don't know that? How do you know that?
No, I'm pretty sure I don't have carpal tunnel yet, but my aunt is coming
How
over.
do you know?
Because it isn't as bad as what Seika has been describing. So...
Well, it could just be be different for you. It's good to be a different version of the same thing.
What I'm saying is,
Just saying.
don't be like me. Follow my advice and, just do what I say, not what I do. That's all I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, taking breaks and stuff like that is
And
always something you should
stretching.
do. Stretching.
Yeah. And being a
don't-
good boy.
How do you
learn
stretch,
how
guys?
to
What's
learn
your
how to
what's your
draw
stretch?
without using your wrist too much, stuff like that.
What
I
are
don't
your
know.
stretch advices? What you do?
It's
For your
awful to
hands up.
explain on a podcast. If you go like
Probably.
hand stretching exercises, there's
Okay.
like a million guides.
Okay, then just tell me, how often do you do it, and like in which, like
I'm
before
terrible at
drawing or
it.
during?
I do
Okay,
it
you're
before,
not doing it.
and I do it like when I take breaks every once in a while. I just try to stretch a couple times a day just to be safe, or to be safer at least.
I'm just stretching as soon as my hand starts hurting, and then it's fine again, and then I can keep drawing. It's all
Well,
good.
that's what I used to do Neverpaint when I was your age or younger.
No,
And then
I'm
my
always
hand
gonna stay
died.
healthy.
Don't be like me.
I will always stay healthy. Nobody can change that.
So, Seika, your hand actually starts hurting after drawing for a while, like regularly.
It's if I overdo it, as I have been doing lately, because I knew I was going to get a big commission, so I was like, oh, I should stockpile a couple pieces of art, even if they are small ones, so I have shit to post. Oh, and I should make that drawing for Sketch with Us, so I can promote the podcast. And I should do this, and I should do that, and ooh, this other shiny thing. And then suddenly my hand was dead again, and I was like, I shouldn't have done like 3 drawings a day, probably.
Yeah,
Fuck.
sounds. I mean, the thing is that you're like a full-time art boy, art girl, and I do a bunch of other stuff during the day that's not drawing, and I have to go to school and do homework and do just typing. So I feel like because I'm not constantly drawing or animating or anything, I only for a couple of hours every day.
Neverpaint. This is literally just about repeated stress, just like forcing your hand to do the same thing over and over again. It could happen at any time. Like,
Yeah, but
But doing
You
lots
know.
of different things helps. Like actually, like just doing
Yeah.
different kinds of movements with your wrist is also helpful.
there are days where I
Um,
don't even have time to draw.
Yeah.
but it's
probably
not like I
pretty
was
healthy.
living my life constantly just drawing non-stop. It just can happen at any time. You just have to be careful and take precautions and not be an idiot like me, basically.
It sucks for me because I'm very used to just like pumping out a lot of stuff in a short amount of time, because that's just how my creativity works. Like I'll do nothing for like 2 days, and then I'll pump out like 5 backgrounds in just one day, or I'll
Yeah.
animate an entire scene like in just 2 days, and did nothing for the entire week. And I've always like when I make plans and a schedule for a project, I'm always like counting on me being able to pull that off. And so I did for this short film I'm working on right now, and now it just fucking backfired. And I'm behind schedule as it is, and then like I was like in the flow of animating. I got really into it right after SketchyCon. Like as soon as 2020 started, I was like, "Fuck, okay, I'm behind schedule. I need to do this." And that's also when Asoken started airing, that anime, and it got me really fired up. And so it was just like starting to animate scene by scene. It was great. It felt good. I had a lot of fun doing it. And then just last week,
Nice.
suddenly my wrist started to feel sore and everything, and then I just forced myself to stop for 2 days. And today I started drawing again.
No,
I'm not sure if it's
okay,
good.
It's fine.
but it's like
mean,
it felt
You
alright
should
again.
stop forever.
I mean, if your hand doesn't hurt anymore, and after doing it, it's not getting worse, you're probably safe at the
It
moment.
doesn't feel like it's
But,
getting
like-
worse, but it's still. I mean, it's not the wrist that starts to hurt now. First it was the wrist, but now it's just the hand and the arm, and I'm confused.
Oh no. Oh no. I mean, I feel like you made the terrible mistake of going from 0 to like 100 too fast. Probably.
mean,
Doing too much art too soon after doing nothing, and it's probably like
It's not like I did
Unnecessary
nothing.
effort.
It's just I didn't work on the project.
no, yeah, that's what I mean. You weren't drawing as much
I guess
because
I wasn't.
you had people over.
I guess I
You've
wasn't.
been
I
drawing
mean,
a lot of Tom arms.
that's true. I
future.
honestly feel like using a mouse from editing the Sketchicon videos fucked it up more than the drawing itself.
Oh no.
Oh, dear.
So I'm not sure. Like, I mean, using the mouse obviously isn't good for the wrist either. So yeah,
Mouses are
it might
bad,
just
that's why I
be a
don't have one.
combination. What?
Mouses are bad. That's why I don't have one. They are just uncomfortable, and I just.
But isn't it more uncomfortable to use the
The trackpad?
Yeah.
No. It's just like
It's
a
only
single
uncomfortable if your entire arm is in the air.
But I don't know. I think I couldn't edit. I couldn't edit with just the trackpad.
Yeah, no, that sounds like hell, to be honest.
I know there's people who
I'm-
do it, but
I'm just used to it.
Yeah,
so,
but why would you do that to yourself if you can choose to use a mouse? And I mean, like, at least I'm lucky enough that my dominant hand is my left hand, but I got used to using my mouse on my right hand, so I can get I don't have to stress my hand that much in comparison
is-
to other people, I guess.
the
But
thing
I'm
is
still
that I'm
fucked,
using-
so you know.
I'm using my laptop a lot outside of home and like in school and in the library when I do stuff there and drawing or doing other stuff. And that's I can't bring a mouse with me, and that would be super impractical. I don't even have a table all the time to put the mouse on. So trackpad is just what I'm used to now since like a year, and I don't miss the
Oh, you
mouse
know,
really.
just desperate times need desperate measures, but that doesn't mean it's the ideal, I guess.
Yeah, of course. If I had if I would never have to leave my house and I had like a workstation with a PC, not a laptop, I would probably get a mouse too. But that's far away in the future.
I mean, you don't have to. Just whatever works better for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, doubtful.
So yeah, that was my wrist pain story. I'm fucking scared. I don't like.
It's
I
gonna be
don't
okay.
feel. I don't feel like this film that I'm working on for graduation is worth losing the ability to draw without pain. But it will also be very. It would suck if I couldn't finish it. Like that would.
No, definitely.
That would be horrible.
Well, yeah.
And just.
But I mean, you
But
just
also
have
with
to,
you-
to
with-
manage your time better, quote unquote. That sounds really like condescending in a way, but like just not just you have to schedule properly and like give your hand enough time to rest and
Yeah.
recover
Just-
in
Yeah,
between.
today I
think
tried to
of-
like implement a system of just like working for 30 minutes and taking a break of like 15 to 20 minutes and working again for 30 minutes, stuff like that.
But that's what I'm doing anyways every day.
Well, I would just like work for
because
3 hours
I just
and
get
then take a break
distracted
and then,
all the time.
yeah. Well,
Well,
I
yeah,
have to
the
force myself to
working-
get distracted.
I usually try to do like 1 hour, 10 or 15 minutes. But like I'm terrible at following that schedule. I usually get too excited and I just go on for like a million hours and then my wrist hurts again.
Yeah. That's
So
what
basically I'm just an
immediately
asshole,
happened
guys.
to
That's
me
what
as
I'm
well.
talking. Just everything I say I do the opposite and you're going to be okay. That's all there is.
So what you're saying is that I should follow what you say, because you're saying
No,
that I
that's-
should do the opposite, and the opposite.
No, you should
of
do the
is
opposite of what I do. Just do as I say. That's all I'm talking about.
Don't draw
there's no
well,
way to-
Neverpaint. Don't draw well.
Okay, I try.
Don't
my
draw and
best.
drive, guys.
What do you mean?
This meme is gonna die.
No.
Yeah, probably. It's probably already dead, but it's still funny to me.
Oh yeah, I mean it will always be funny for us.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think more of us can drive.
Yeah, I can't really drive, so I'm not one to talk.
What do you
I
mean with
literally
really?
can't. I don't know, I don't have a license.
Oh, okay. Because you said really in a way like you can like halfway drive, but not really.
No, it's just not legally allowed to do it, and I would probably crash a million cars if I got on one right now.
So have you done it before?
No, not really.
What does it not really mean?
It doesn't count when some asshole lets you touch the wheel and be like, yeah, you're totally driving, dude.
Okay.
what kind of weird situation is that?
Irresponsible teenager shit, that's what it is.
Okay. You don't have to tell that story if you don't want. Oh, but yeah, that sounds scary.
It's just stupid and dangerous and bad behavior, probably. It's not an exciting story, it's just literally that.
I drove the car of my dad into a field once when I was training. I mean, like before I had my actually practical training in the driving school, my dad would just like bring me to a field, and we just would like test driving where like illegally, and nobody is listening to this podcast, I hope. And
What do you mean? Totally legal. Nothing
Nobody
to see
knows
here,
your real
Caps.
name.
no, of course I already had my license. Yes, I totally had my license. I just wanted to train off the road, and so he would always sit beside me. But at one time he told me like, okay, you can do it alone. Just drive this car like 200 meters down the road, and then park on the field. And there's like a
What
part.
do you need sparking that? I don't know.
No, there was what you call it when there's like a oh god, missing vocabulary. Graf, help me.
I don't know
Graben.
what you're trying to say. Fuck. A ditch.
You don't know either. Okay, welcome to English.
Yeah, it's a ditch. A ditch.
A ditch? A
Yeah.
ditch? Okay. You know the part on the side of the road that's like deeper.
Yeah, that's kind of like a ditch.
Okay, good. So there was at the side of the field there was a ditch, and there was a part of a ditch that was like flat. That was not a ditch where I was supposed to drive over and park on the field, but I kind of missed that part and panicked and just drove into the ditch anyways.
Sick, dude.
No,
Never that be
Neverpaint.
like, dude,
But-
just drive over there and like park the car. It's going to be fine. And baby Neverpaint was like, okay. I just drove straight into a tree and crashed the car.
And
It
everything
wasn't in a tree.
explodes.
No. The thing is, I drove into the thing, and the car tilted in a dangerous way really fast, and I got really scared. But I just drove out very fast again. Like I
And he
panicked so
died.
much.
We can
No,
still hear his spirit. It's like he's almost like he's still here. R.I.P.
Right.
Neverpaint.
The thing is, I panicked so much that I reacted in the right way and drove out of the thing again. Because if I got stuck there, that would have been bad.
Yeah,
We would-
well,
would have
at
had
least you have
caught,
good
like, someone.
reflexes. Sort of.
His reflexes to panic and drive into a ditch.
Yes. I mean, it was
But the panic also
self-correcting.
saved him. It's fine, dude.
Okay, I guess.
Please don't panic, Shamey. It was my first time alone in a car. I was very scared.
Dude, I don't know how to drive. I never really cared about learning how to drive a car because I'm sure that I will crash instantly. So I'm not shaming anyone.
Same.
This is kinship. That's all there is.
So, Seika, how's your hand? Is your hand still bad? Will it die forever?
Not forever. It's just every time that it starts to hurt a little, I just take a little time off to let it recover so it doesn't get worse.
I mean,
So
that
I don't
seems
end up like,
natural to me.
friend of
Like,
the show, Nexus Mania, who ends up dying every once in a while because he pushes himself too hard.
That's what I'm
basically.
asking, because why would you keep drawing when your hand hurts? It's like
Because
a
you need
natural
money and you
reaction
have work
to
to do.
You want to be productive. Like this, taking these 2 days off, not drawing, just killed me because I had, like, suddenly all the creative block was just gone. And I was like, fuck, I have these ideas. I want to draw this. I want to animate that. And I was just like, fuck, I have to force myself not to draw. And it was hard. And I actually
Oh
did
god,
draw
okay,
something.
okay. Actually, that reminds me of summer 2018. Early summer 2018. It was like I got off my internship school thing, so I had like a month or two of free time for just drawing and being cool and creative boy, and I was like hyped. And on one day, I met with a friend and we watched all of One Punch Man, and it was a very hot summer day, and I wanted to open my window and put like a blanket inside of the window so that the sun gets blocked out so we can watch One Punch Man. And there was like a wasp nest inside of my window frame.
Oh shit.
And I didn't see it. It was a very small one with like 5 wasps maybe. And so I put the blanket there and was like, sting! And I had like a wasp sting on my right hand pinky finger, like the one that you have to put on your paper when you draw. And I was like, okay, like on the first day it hurt some, but I was like, oh, okay, I'm not a baby anymore. I'm not gonna cry about this. But the next day the finger was like double the size, and just it inflamed and it hurt for like 2 weeks, and I was so sad because I couldn't draw.
You should have probably go to the doctor. There's probably like stuff they can do to make that better.
I could have probably.
I mean, if it hurt
took
for
some
2
medicine.
weeks, it's probably not worth it.
Yeah, it was. Well, we also went on vacation on like that following weekend, so I. But it got better. But the finger just felt kind of numb for like weeks on end, even after it stopped hurting. That was scary. That was legitimately a scary moment in my life. Because what are we going to do if we lose our hands, guys? We need new hands.
Yeah, that's definitely...
Robot hands win, guys.
Definitely one of the things I've been thinking about this week. Like, I spent so much time just learning how to draw and how to animate. It's the one skill I acquired to earn money with for the rest of my life.
Bad.
And now it's just like it could go away, just like suddenly.
Graf, if it's
terrifying
comforting, if it's comforting to you, like a shit ton of artists just suffer this fate.
I know.
And they still draw and they can keep going. You just have to be careful. It's not the
Just
end of the
think of
world
me
as
as
long
I
as
know
you
it.
don't.
I know it wouldn't be the end of the world. I could still be drawing, but it's just like it's something that I could have. I was able to do comfortably for all this time, and then it would just like not be the same anymore. It would.
When your hand hurts, just think of Miyazaki, the never-ending man, and how many movies he has drawn in his long, long life.
Yeah, that's actually good. Because I often get the feeling that I'm like running out of time. Like I have to make this before.
Dude, you're like 20-something years old.
I know
Come on.
it's a stupid feeling. It's a stupid
The
feeling.
internet ruined everyone. Because
Yeah.
now you can see everyone's work and how like 15-year-old kids are making like incredible shit, and you're like, oh no, I'm old and useless. This kid is going to replace me and I'm gonna die poor and sad.
I mean, and
And
it
it's
Doesn't
like-
matter. We are
doesn't-
7 billion people in the world. We're enough humans. We can do enough art. Nobody cares. Is it
True.
How many art people, like when you guys were in school and stuff? How many art people were there actually? Because I was always like the only art kid in the school, and but like an entire year. So I never had the feeling that
You
there
mean
was
like-
a lot of.
Like a person that just does
Like to
art,
draw?
and that's their thing.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was always like at least another girl, and they always hated me. And it was like, oh man, I just want an art friend.
Aw.
But
it's not
I feel like they were
it's always
used to
like-
being the art person, and when there was another one, it was like, no, my identity, and they would like
Oh
freak
shit!
out,
There
even
can't
though
be another one. The school is not
Yeah.
big enough for both of us.
pulls out knife.
Because they really aren't that common. I think it's like, I don't know, 1% or something of like my school was art focused.
No,
I
maybe
don't.
it was lucky, but I found a bunch of people who liked to draw.
I
Well,
don't
they were
remember-
good or
Me
not is different.
Me too. And they are called the sketchy people.
Oh, oh, jeez.
I don't remember people being like art focused, except for me. Although I later discovered there was one girl in like another in another class that also went on to study art. But there was a lot of people who at least drew sometimes or enjoyed art class and appreciated drawing. So I don't know.
Well,
it was
there's
never.
something wrong with that art class if it can be enjoyed. That's not how it's supposed to be.
I mean, I'm not sure if they enjoyed the class more than just like being there and drawing, because the teacher was kind of, well, annoying, but like just
The teachers just wanted to do their job in peace and quiet, and just make the children do what they had to do.
I love art teachers. Art teachers are the worst teachers, and I love it.
we had like the two.
I hate them. They're terrible. I never had a good art teacher.
We actually had. They were pretty good actually. Like none of them were like you can't draw this or this is not how you do
Yeah,
it.
same.
What,
Okay, my
we
experience
just had
with
like
art teachers.
Sorry.
Okay, my experience with art teachers is like you have this task. You have like 3 weeks time. We're gonna meet like every week for 90 minutes. Then I'm just gonna fuck off and like drink tea in like the teacher's room, and you guys can handle that. And
God,
everyone
I
was
wish
just
that was my experience.
and everyone was just quietly working. And sometimes they would go around and see what everyone is doing, but not really. Maybe helping some, maybe giving some critique, but never authoritative or any. It was very non-pressure environment, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, same here. Like we had
They
this one
didn't
teacher
even care.
who was just like always drinking coffee, and then she showed us like Tarantino movies, and we would just like draw whatever.
Hell yeah.
She would like give us a prompt, but like nobody really cared. And that was really fun for the people who like to do art, because they could always come up to her and ask her stuff, because she was actually very interested in helping people. But whoever like didn't have any interest was just like, yeah, fuck it, doesn't matter. And then we had the other teacher who was also really nice about what you could draw and gave actually really cool assignments, but she wanted to have more structure in her class, and just like talked about art history a lot and tried to involve people, which was annoying for those who didn't really want to do art but just were there because, yeah, high school, you have to be there. So that's the two. For me, it didn't matter because I was like, yeah, I like to draw, I like art history, who cares? So yeah, no really bad experiences with art teachers. She even encouraged me to draw manga.
That's, oh god, I wish that were me. I was about to say, I was always a huge weeb as a child. And when I hit 12, when I went to, we call it high school already here, but I think it's middle school everywhere else when you're 12.
We
Anyways,
also don't have middle school, so.
When I moved to high school, I was in a technical high school, so we didn't have drawing classes anymore. And it was sad.
Aww.
But before that I was a huge weeb, and I loved drawing anime because I was a tiny wee baby and I wanted to do whatever I wanted. And all the teachers were like, I will always follow the prompts they gave out, but they will always like barely give me a passing grade because they hated anime. And they will always be like, you will be such a good artist if only you didn't draw what you want to draw. And it was like, oh man, fuck you.
What were we
So
expecting?
strange.
Like, did you guys want? Did they want like anatomically correct faces or stuff like that, like photorealistic drawing, or what did
Not
they?
really. They were just give like random prompts inspired on, you know. I'm terrible at remembering names. I swear I know about a little about the art, guys. Don't judge me, but like, just about popular styles of art during the years and stuff like that. Or maybe if it's something more
Like, you would
abstract
get
and
like
stuff like that. And I will always follow whatever they wanted. But they were like, no, this I can feel the Japan in this art, so you get a barely passing grade because guess it's sort of correct. And it was like, oh man. And then another child will come with like a terrible drawing, and they will be cool, amazing, 10 out of 10, A plus, and it will be like, man, fuck you.
I mean,
This is horrible.
I feel very weird about this because I had like a similar experience that I would always try to mold the prompt around what I'm interested in the moment. So I would we had to draw a landscape, but I would make it a Lord of the Rings illustration, but nobody would notice because only I get all the references. And that's how I did it. I always had good grades.
But imagine if your art teacher was only like, no, let's draw a city, but it has to be a city. It can't be fantasy. Neverpaint, you will be such a good artist if you only didn't like fantasy. Wouldn't you want to stab them with your pen?
Yeah. Or I think for some people you just have to hide your weebiness better. like a lot
I
of
wish I
contemporary
could
artists
find-
are
hide
huge
it.
weebs.
Why would you hide it? It's
Yeah, fuck that.
their problem.
Also, like, I wish I had drawings from that time when I was like 10 or so, because I used to draw more like sort of realistic parts of the face still, because I like that, but it had like the smallest, tiniest bit of manga inspiration on it.
Oh no.
But I will draw
blushies.
everything, and I wouldn't do blushes, even. I was just like, maybe my eyes were a little too big, but they were realistic.
Graf, I just like to make my art in a way that works for the intended audience. You know.
That
Like
makes
when
sense.
when I draw something for an art teacher, I'm not gonna draw like a hot anime girl. I'm gonna
Yeah, but I know.
I'm gonna
Never
try
painted
to
it. I
mold
don't
it
But
in
that's
a way
that's
that
different because the art
That's not
teacher is
what I
not an
was
audience
doing.
you're selling something to. It's someone
Yeah.
who's supposed to give you feedback on how to improve your art, and that teacher dismissing a valid art style that's just not what the teacher's supposed to do.
Yeah, of course, but that's not my problem as a student. As a student, my problem is just to get through the class and get a good grade.
I know.
So
Well,
that's
that's
what
I
the
I
know,
did.
problem
still.
when they
But-
directly like fuck your grade because they don't like the direction you're taking with their prompt is kind of shit.
I guess I can't really imagine even students getting bad grades in arts because that never happened for us. It was just do whatever and you're gonna get a good grade. Who cares? It's art.
Yeah, like nobody ever took art class seriously, at least in my school.
That's why I want to
Yeah.
become an art teacher because it's a lot less pressure for
Yeah,
the
but
teachers too
for
than
the
most subjects.
for the students who are interested, you can really make a difference in being the cool teacher.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. Like I
Exactly.
really love that one teacher that would just show us Tarantino movies or whatever. It's great. I mean, I don't think I learned a lot about art, but I was introduced to a lot of things, and it was a good time.
Yeah,
so.
that's still useful. Being exposed to cool shit makes you inspired and
I mean,
absorb some form of knowledge, even if you're not really aware of it.
Yeah.
So,
it's
yeah.
definitely a huge difference to like a maths teacher, for example, because like when you have like 10 kids in your class that don't get the math, your whole your whole lesson will be focused on these kids, that they get it, and it's gonna be like a really hard game to figure out how to make something for everyone's skill set, and how far into the subject everyone is. And for art, it's more like, okay, the guys who aren't interested do whatever, and the cool art kids can do cool art stuff, and maybe we can even get some of the uninterested ones get interested. But there's like not this whole get good grades or you're gonna die because it's art, with some freedom there.
Luckily.
Maybe I just had
Shouldn't be
terrible
graded
language
at all.
teachers. It's fine.
I mean,
Art shouldn't
that
be
seems to be a
graded at
common
all.
thing, because that art teacher who hates anime is a huge art meme.
It's a meme, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a thing.
I mean, I wasn't really drawing anime in school, I think, because, I don't know, I wasn't that into anime for most of my school time.
I mean, I guess I wasn't either, because people have always told me I don't have a manga or anime style, which is
No, you don't.
super weird for me, because in my opinion I never stopped drawing anime.
But more art, your art goes more in like the direction of a Western comic. I think it reminds me of like French or like
I guess
Dutch
because
comics.
But everything
recently
is
I've
so
been like,
mixed together nowadays, anyways. But yeah, your
Yeah.
art graph
It's-
is not very explicitly manga. But also,
It's
what the fuck
it's
is
no
manga
sorted
style
online.
anyway?
yeah, I mean that's also my point. But I don't know. I remember starting out drawing more acrylic faces, and and it just feels like I'm still doing the same thing, but whatever. No. I actually like.
Maybe
it's
it
interesting.
shifted so gradually that you didn't realize.
I mean, it did, but it's interesting, Neverpaint, that you say it looks more like French comics, because last year around this time I was like, I kind of feel like implementing some Lucky Luke and Asterix into my style, and so I just did, and apparently it worked. So good.
Yeah. No, especially in the way you draw your faces and eyes. That's like the little minimalistic dots. Like reminds me of movies like The Red Turtle, the Ghibli produced
Ooh.
French movie, I think.
I think it's Belgian, but the director is Belgian.
Yeah, I think it was like a French, Belgic, wait, isn't it Dutch in English? And Japanese cooperation thing. But the characters in that movie kind of remind me of yours.
I mean,
of your
I've
art
seen
style.
that movie, and I guess I took some influence. I don't know.
Could be.
One of my
may
favorite
just be
movies.
wrong. I don't know. It's great. It's awesome. Seika, have you seen it?
Which movie? Sorry.
The Red Turtle, the Ghibli
No, I
produced
don't
movie.
think I did.
It's like a very quiet movie. It has zero dialogue, and
There's only one word in it, and it's just "hey."
Nice.
it's just like a Robinson Crusoe story about like a guy waking up on an island and starting to live there, and meeting a mysterious turtle, and it's wonderful. It's all about sound design and nature and cool shit.
I saw it in the movie
Nice.
theater when
I
it
add
came
that
out.
to my
Same.
my text file of animes I should watch at some point.
Yeah.
Please do, but watch it with a like good sound system if you can.
Oh yeah, will do.
Nice. Now I also watched it in movie theater, and it was a fantastic experience. Like this was
I mean,
one.
if it's mostly sound based, like there's no dialogue and the music is very important, going to a theater seems like the optimal move to watch
Yeah,
the movie.
also-
But
Yeah.
it will never come here.
Oh.
The cinematography is also really beautiful, and just the shots and the animated backgrounds. It's gorgeous.
I imagine Ghibli movies are usually really, really good looking.
It doesn't really look like a Ghibli movie. It's just Ghibli produced. Like it's like a European production. Which is interesting because they sell it like a Ghibli movie, like it's the same. They sell it in the same DVD collection.
Wasn't like one Ghibli guy, animation director or something? Wasn't that?
I don't remember. I only know that the big Ghibli producer guy, whatever his name was, the one that has been working with Takahata and Miyazaki for like Suzuki. Yeah, that's the producer, but neither Miyazaki nor Takahata nor other animator guys really have stuff to do with it, I think.
I don't know. It's
could be wrong. Please Google it. It's awesome. Anime good.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that movie when I made my top 9 of the decade thingy for animated movies. I put that in there.
Ooh. I think I saw it for a second, but I didn't really pay attention. Can you list them off real quick?
Wait. I there's some stuff missing because I completely forgot that like Promare came out last decade, but of course I haven't seen it yet. So
the curse of anime movies and never getting where you are to see them.
And also,
I mean, you still have a year left of the decade, Graf.
No, the decade's over.
Not according to
now
Wikipedia.
I remembered Promare and how much I want to watch it and how I can't, and it's sad.
So here's the list. It's Klaus, The Wind Rises, Night is Short, Rango.
Oh god, my internet. You've been cutting out for me
for
a while, but not sure.
Yeah,
it was just me.
There's a couple here that I haven't seen, but I've seen most of these. I still owe to myself watching Night is Short, Walk On Girl. And I keep hearing amazing things, and I should like get my hands on it.
Yeah. Have you seen the Tatami Galaxy?
No, that's another one that I
watch that first. Watch the Tatami Galaxy first.
You don't have to.
No, but
I wanna see bullshit, dude. There's so many things on my list that I have to watch.
Yeah, I'm just saying you can enjoy Night is Short without any context.
Oh, that's for sure. I'm just
because
saying.
I did. It's also one of my favorite movies, but I don't know the galaxy. It's like a contained story.
Yeah, that's true, but still.
What is Hannah and Alice? The Case of Hannah and Alice. I've never heard of that.
That's a rotoscoped movie, and there's also a live action movie that came out earlier. It's just a slice of life story about two girls befriending each other over a murder case.
Huh.
I guess. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. It's just really fun to watch. I don't know. It just I think Zen Huxtable recommended it in one of his videos, and I just watched it, and then I didn't think about it for a while, and just like after a couple of months, I think even a year, just like some scenes from the movie just appeared in my head again, and I was thinking about it again, and that's why it's on this list, because I think back to it and I feel like, okay, it left some sort of impression. It was a good time.
Yeah. That's the best we can hope for, to be honest.
Yeah, if the imagery leaves an impression on the mind, it's a good movie, I guess. Generalized.
I'm always super bad about making favorites list. I can't do it.
Same. I always forget what I watched and what I didn't watch, and I always go shit. When people put me on the spot and ask me for my favorite X of whatever, it's like, I don't know, man. I like so many things. I don't know what is God tier.
Yeah, it's just that I think about different things all the time, and sometimes I just don't. I might have favorites that I haven't thought about or read in years, and
yeah,
like I don't want to read them all again just to keep my list up to date. That's I'm a crazy person.
Yeah, no,
actually.
that's hell.
That's why
That's
I just
what
make a
I-
list at the end of every year and just think about, okay, what
Just-
kind of
Yeah, but
movies
even doing
or what
that-
kind
My
of
favorite
albums
things
did
that
I
I
enjoy
experienced in one
during
year.
the last year, and then
Yeah, but even
That's
doing
a
that is kind of
good way.
stressful to me, at least, because it's like I having to curate my taste and put it on a piece of paper on a document is like, I don't want to do this. Who does it matter about that?
But it's
I'll
fun,
talk about
though.
shit I have seen when it comes up and have fun with it. I don't want to be pressured.
I don't know. I really like. I started this like 2 years ago, I think, for music, and
Yeah.
for me, it's just a very relaxing experience, just like reflecting on the past year and just thinking, this left an impression on me of what was happening in my life when this left an impression on me. Like, when did I listen to that album? Or in this case, when did I watch this movie, and how did I think about it at that time? And how has this changed now that some time has passed? And it's just, I don't feel pressured into doing it. It's just like, for me, thinking about, okay, what's the kind of media I actually enjoy? What's the kind of stories I want to see, and what's the kind of stories I would want to tell?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's important. I don't think it's a bad thing to do at all. But the problem is that I used to do it when I was younger. And then I started to realize that every year my taste changed so widely, and I will be like into completely different shit over like in the span of a couple of months that had nothing to do with one another. And then years later I will rewatch like an old favorite of mine and be like, this is nowhere near as good as I remember. And it's like, this is not reliable. I am constantly changing as a human being. I shouldn't be held by the media of the past. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. You're not gonna hold me back. That's basically all there is to it.
I said before that I'm kind of scared sometimes of rewatching like movies that I really like, because I don't want to ruin them. Because
I'm not scared of rewatching on my own. I'm scared of going, dude, this is so good. We should watch it together, and then seeing the other person.
Oh yeah,
be
no,
like,
that's what I mean.
Looking at you with like disappointment on their face. Oh, that happened to me when I was trying to vivify my boyfriend when we started dating. And I was like, dude, after like priming him with Steins Gate and other shit and shit that's cultured and nice, and he be like, yeah. I made him binge Hunter x Hunter, and he was like, okay, yeah, this is very anime, but I enjoyed myself. I saw him being moved by the Meruem scene. And it was like, yeah, I did. Now you can watch Madoka Magica. And he was like, oh no, what the fuck we're doing? And I was like, oh no, I went too eager too fast. And he's like...
Wait, Madoka?
Yeah.
Madoka is pretty entry level, I would say.
Yeah, but
I could
also very
watch
anime.
Madoka with my dad.
It's very anime, and it's like... My boyfriend is a writer. Also, he's a writer and a game designer, so he's very, very harsh on the things he consumes. Basically.
But Madoka is also very well written. It's by a very
but he was
respected
very
author.
frustrated by the mystery part of it, and he wanted like a more satisfying arc. He got really upset when what broke him was like when finally the Homura backstory came up and he realized that she's a real protagonist of the series, and he was like, holy fuck, why are they doing this like this? And I was like, oh man, but you like Psychopaths and it's written by the same guy. Maybe it was going to be okay, but it wasn't, basically.
I still don't get the problem, but...
I 100% blame the Moe faces. Just that he didn't want to watch Beastars because it was 3D and furry. But yeah.
I mean, Madoka's faces are kind of weird for beginners. But they also are very unique.
He's not a real beginner. I mean, his younger brother used to be a big weeb. So, I don't know. Maybe he's just not that into it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
He's very into like the cool ones, the science fiction ones, the ones that are not very kawaii desu.
I really grew
I
out of
want
those in some way.
What? Sorry, Graf, I didn't hear.
I
what
really
you said.
grew out of the science fiction, like Steins Gate type of anime, sort of.
I like all of
What's
them.
this?
That's my problem. I mean, I'm not. I like all the genres as long as the shit is good. I don't try to judge stuff
Yes.
because of a certain aesthetic, unless it's like way too terrible for me to get past it
Yeah,
for
sure.
some reason.
I mean, I
But
would
like-
still enjoy him probably, but I find myself less likely to even start being interested in the first place
Yeah.
if it's.
But
if
then
it's
shit
something
happens like
that.
what happened to me with Ajin. Have you guys read or watched Ajin?
No, but it looks horrible.
The anime is horrible, but the manga is gorgeous and it's so engaging and it's like non-stop action and adrenaline and cool shit and it's super clever and fun and great.
Nice.
And it's like,
No, I heard good things about it. I also heard good things
Yeah.
about the anime, but it looks bad.
the anime is just too ugly. Those walk cycles fucking broke me on the trailer. I was like, nope,
Yeah.
be gone.
It's like one of the Netflix produced 3D CG anime things that are bad.
Yeah.
Like
But the manga
billions.
is amazing. 100% recommend.
Okay.
I decided to read the manga randomly when I got an app on my phone that lets me read everything. But basically, I just was like, oh yeah, this is familiar. Let's check out the manga. Maybe it's not as awful as the anime. And we were visiting my mother-in-law with my boyfriend and stuff. And it was like, I couldn't contain myself and I just went into binging mode. And it was like trying to interact, but I was most of the time spending just binging this manga when I got distracted because it was so good. And I read it in like, I don't know, a couple days because I was trying to be not a terrible person. But yeah, it was great. It was 10 out of 10. It's still coming out and I'm just so sad because it's a monthly release thing. But yeah, soon it will be over.
I was like, okay, I think I talked to Asha about it recently. Who of us is the nerdiest from Sketchy People? And we came to a conclusion. Like it was hard to decide because, especially you, Seika, we didn't really have an idea about your tastes or what your things are. But I guess you explained it like before that you don't really have favorites this and that way. You just
I
like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite genre. I'm not like Asha, who likes specifically magical girl stuff. Even though she does like other things, you know, her main thing is like fucking Doremi and Sailor Moon and cool stuff like that. And that's fine. I just don't have a thing that I'm like incredibly into. I'm very into romance though. I'm big into romance, as you all know. But I wouldn't say.
I could point to like a Graf core or Asha core or Lemon core anime, but not really to a Seika core one. That's why we were wondering.
I just
I feel like there would
varied tastes. I just like the pretty things.
I feel like there would be more than one type of Graf core.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just saying I could imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what kind
I mean,
of stuff
same
you
for
like by
Asha
now.
actually, but
Yeah,
I
I'm sure
guess.
if you told Asha just like, this is very Asha core, and you only pointed at magical girl stuff, she will be like, haha, yeah, but secretly deep inside she was like, wait,
Like
is this all
Space
that
Dandy,
I
for
like?
example,
Is this what defines me? Oh god.
I mean,
So,
there's
yeah.
like, I think in her 3x3 there's like 2 magical girl shows, but
But that's fine.
yeah.
She does like them after all, you know, but she likes other shit too, and it's okay. I just don't want to be the person who's in the box of is a furry or is into X or Y, you know?
I'm always gonna be in the Tolkien box.
It's all what I need.
That's true. You're the Lord of the Ring fan of the podcast.
Oh, also I'm Pokemon core, guys. Come on.
That's true.
Oh god, I spent 3 hours this morning playing Pokemon. I hate myself.
What? That sounds good though.
Wait, did you get daytime Pokemon after all? Did you grind?
That's what I did. I caught. Okay, I learned. Okay, I don't want to make a big Pokemon talk now, but I got
one of us.
No, I got
After
a few
half
cool
a year of
water.
doing this podcast, we turned Neverpaint on to video games.
What do you
Neverpaint
mean?
gamer.
I started playing Pokemon in August, on August 1st.
But this is the first time you started playing on your own without streaming.
Yeah, we had to
That's
groom
not
you very
true.
slowly and talk about Pokemon every podcast, so you actually end up playing it.
Okay, it was. I spent a lot of time just walking around trying to catch Pokemon and like walking from city to city and going also to older cities and going to older grass regions that I haven't seen by daylight just to see new Pokemon. And I saw a bunch of Pokemon and I couldn't catch most of them because I didn't have enough money. And
no.
I didn't have enough money for balls, and some of them were so annoying. I wasted like 10 Pokeballs and some Great Balls on a Farfetch'd that would just, it was like in the red, it had like a tiny little piece of red left. It was paralyzed, but it still broke out of every single ball that I threw. And, but I wanted it. So I caught it in the end, but it took so much money. Probably like 2,000 Pokédollars worth of balls. But now I have
That's
it.
terrible luck. Especially
yeah.
if it was in the
But
red
it's-
and paralyzed. That's awful. I'm sorry,
but
Neverpaint.
like half an hour ago, the same thing happened to me with like this one deer kind of Pokemon, like this antler creature.
Stadler? Yeah.
Stadler, maybe. I don't know. It was
Brown
pretty.
with like corns
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
It was pretty weak, and it was in the red and everything, but it just wouldn't get into the ball. And I didn't even catch that one. I didn't have enough balls left at that point. But I also got a weird jellyfish creature, a big one that I called Cthulhu, because he's cool, and he's
Nice
now on my
name.
team.
Wait, a weird jellyfish creature? Can you describe
I forgot
it
the
a little?
name. It has like there's like a small jellyfish, a blue and red one, and then it was like the next evolution. I caught the next evolution of that one. It has like tiny evil eyes and like a big red
I know what you're
things
talking
on its
about. I
jelly.
don't know the English name.
Graf, enlighten me, please. Google the name and draw a picture. I need to know. It doesn't ring a bell.
Wait, I can drop the picture. I dropped the picture before today. Wait. It's the
Who gets it
link.
first?
No.
Got it. Here we go.
No.
Oh,
that one?
Tentacruel.
Yeah, that's Tentacruel. Yeah, exactly.
It's called Tentoxa in German.
Tentoxa. Yeah, it's poisonous, and it's big, and it's called Cthulhu.
It's a good boy. It's good and fat.
Yeah,
It will
it's not
find
that
kids for
strong.
you.
It's not that strong yet, but I'm gonna make it strong. I really like its aesthetic.
Yeah, Tentacruel is pretty sick. Not gonna lie. Even though I forgot about him for a second there.
Yeah, also I got really sad because I looked up in Bulbapedia and I can't catch a spider Pokemon in my game. And I wanted a spider Pokemon, but there are only 2 spider Pokemon in this thing, in this region thing, and they are not available in Soul Silver, but are only in Heart Gold.
Oh, I still feel bad about that. I should have checked the exclusives in specific. I usually recommend just the one that I like the most or the one I played, because I never played both of them. But it's like,
that's alright.
yeah, but I'm sorry. I cooked you from getting a spider, and that's bad.
I can find something else. I saw there's like a sick dragonfly creature that looks super cool.
Oh yeah, Yanmar, right? Yeah.
Maybe I don't do names, but I like it. I liked it.
It's the
No,
dragonfly.
Neverpaint is part of the grooming. You have to you have to remember the names.
I'm not gonna learn any Pokemon names because I'm just gonna use the nicknames I give them. I have Nevermilk in my team, and Cthulhu, and Wet Guy, and
But Neverpaint, you see the names when you battle other trainers. You will remember them at the end.
if you think so. I have my doubts. Anyways, Pokemon talk stop.
Yeah. Remember to check out Neverpaint's Twitch to catch him play Pokemon.
Heck yeah.
Playing Pokemon Soul
Grooming
Silver.
successful.
Catch me. Man.
Gotta catch them all, am I right?
Yeah. Should we move on to Sketch with Us?
Yeah.
Oh, I
I think
wanna-
that's
Or-
okay.
Okay. But it's
Neverpaint, you
gonna
still
be
have
a long
something
sketch
to...
with us. I mean,
Okay.
I had a bunch of stuff to talk about, but then we just went on other tangents for the whole thing. But I could talk about it all during sketch with us, so that's fine.
Okay.
Oh no, we can do sketch with us first and then weekly progress. Yeah, that's the thing.
Like usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it
We have
pulled
a
up
bunch
and
of-
we received a lot of submissions for the Azumi.
Wait, also we have one
Prompt.
mage one.
Oh yeah, right. Wait. But that one came
have to
in.
do that first.
That one came after the first Azumi one. By the way, guys, if you join the Sketchy People Plaza, our Discord server, the link is in the description. I think I forgot to say that earlier. You learn about Sketch with Us before everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. There's many perks to the plaza, but we will let you know early.
So
So, yeah.
Also, it's cool.
the
So,
first one is for the Mage episodes prompt. It's by bllackViper. Did fan art for beautiful Mage.
bllackViper. It's super cool. It's super geometric and sick and evil. Look at this.
Oh yeah. I love this. I like all the sharpness on this drawing. Mage's OC is usually so round that seeing a sharp version is pretty cool.
I think Mage also drew a sharp thing once. I saw it around somewhere, something in a similar style. But yeah, I like how it reminds me a lot of more like how I imagine real life Mage, because she's extremely tall apparently. Everybody says that that's like a tall version of her avatar. I like it. I like the purple fire.
Kind of looks like a peacock.
Yeah, I agree
yeah.
with that. I mean, yeah, I guess Mage's OC is pretty peacocky in a way. Like the ribbons or the wings with the dress and stuff, it kind of looks like a peacock tail. Anyways, not only on this drawing.
Yeah.
Good. So
I want to see more.
next one is by Corny Bones.
Corny, hello.
That's for last week's prompt. Azumi,
Oh,
Tom
heck
Oliver's
yeah.
character.
Oh, I
Check
saw
out
these ones earlier.
his stuff and his game, and also
Yes,
check out
please.
Corny
The last
Bones because he
podcast.
does cool art.
Oh yeah.
So here we
Please
have.
do.
Ooh, that's like a pencil sketch
Yeah,
of
it's a
Azumi.
little
This one's really good.
pencil sketch, and then the second one that seems to be just like ink markers.
Looks like markers, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they did a sketch first or anything, and it's kind of nice to see just the sketchy nature of it. It's very
Yeah.
nice.
Approving of the sketchy nature. It's
Very
fun, yeah.
dynamic. I really like the one where she is
This one
swinging
she's
the
spinning
sword.
around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
I like that one too.
But I really
Also, I like
how-
the top left one because she's like surprised and going like, ooh.
Yeah, I like how the red scarf works and complements the dynamic here. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I also like the
Yeah,
little
good job.
Yeah, that one's,
all of these
the
are
pencil
really
sketch is really
good
cute.
expressions. Yeah.
Next one.
Very
Next
good,
one.
good poses. Sorry, wait. Next one is by Komikal Mew,
Mew.
who also sent us
It's a
an
slice.
Azumi, slicing one of the enemies in the game.
Oh heck yeah! I like this one. I saw it earlier too. I like how clean Komikal Mew art is. Like
Yes.
their lines are super sharp. Good
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, and I was about to say, Komikal Mew's art has... I think I haven't looked at it in a while, but somehow it has improved extremely over like the last few months. Because you used to do like very thick lines that had a lot of... not a lot of line weight difference between the
Yeah.
lines. But this is already... It's very subtle in the line weight and cool and very dynamic. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think this is really cool. It feels like, for what you're saying, that they are experimenting with different brushes, and that's always nice.
That's
Yeah.
very good if that's the case. Anyways, I see a lot of improvement.
Yeah, it's very cute, very murdery, good improvement, good job all around.
Want to see more improvement? I
out of
want to
10.
see more sketch with us from you.
Yes. Next one is by Chip Wiseman.
Oh, yes.
It's so
It's
wide.
I
Azumi.
really
God.
like this one.
Oh my god,
The
the
ceremony
lighting.
Azumi. Yeah. Chip does
Very
such
nice
cool
lighting.
shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the poster in the back of the angry Japanese dude. And how her
lighting.
usual outfit is right there. Like good detail.
Oh yes, nice. And also
That's
the long
true, yeah.
kimono is super cute and cool.
Yeah.
And the lighting from the door on half of her face and the little how she
Yeah. Good
like
good
squints with her
atmosphere.
eyes. Yeah. Great. Awesome. I haven't even looked at yet. It's the zoomer. It's Azumi.
Oh yeah, that one's good. Like, very nicely done with the teapot being in the door frame, so it's nicely
Very-
visible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very good T-pose.
Very good T-pose.
Asumi literally can't T-pose, guys. Please, that's ableist. Please understand.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
But she does though. She does it right here. And what do you mean? She's a ninja. She can just stand on like one leg and spread like one leg and an arm. That should be possible. She can do that.
Just
I
stand
believe
on
in her.
whatever. She stand on one arm and do it with the legs.
She also has a tail. So, come
True.
on.
Anyway, we don't need to discuss that, I think.
Oh,
Next.
yes,
I
we
wonder
do.
how Asumi will T-pose, guys.
Next
Ooh,
one.
I didn't see this one.
Next one is by Drawkaya
Ooh.
that just came in.
Yeah.
And this is amazing. This
Wonderful.
background is
Amazing.
great.
Yes, agree.
The outfit.
I like
the
all the
outfit
hidden
is-
details of stuff like the poster of the slime boy.
Oh yeah, yeah. And also how her ears are like folded down because of the cape.
Yeah.
What is it that she's drinking? I can't zoom in.
Energy drinks, probably.
that's
Judging
probably-
by
It's probably a
but
bang
context.
energy.
Yeah. That's a B. I would
Yeah.
say that's a B.
Of course.
Uh,
Zoom.
yeah, because she's a zoomer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoom.
I really like the colors
One
in
of
this one
us.
too.
Yeah, the colors are very pleasing. I feel like if Lemon was here, he will approve.
If Lemon was still with us.
R.I.P.
No, I really like this Kaya because I always like when your drawings have more of a brighter attention grabbing color scheme, because you do a lot of moody drawings that are also cool, but especially on the internet I feel something like this with like a attention grabbing bright cool determined color stream works very well. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, depends on what audience you're trying to get, I guess.
Oh
Both are
yes,
good.
definitely. That's an important question.
Yep. Then the next sketch with us is by Seika.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who's that?
I wanted to
Never
draw
seen.
a little background because I already made a couple of Azumi fan arts, and I was like, what if I just get her just chilling on a roof? Just
It's a wonderful roof.
being cute and cool. Yeah, references are your friends, guys.
Yeah.
It's I like the whole roof thing. I mean, the rest is cool too, but the details on the roof are really
It just reaffirms my opinion that you should draw more backgrounds.
nice. Yes.
I agree, but I'm lazy. You know what
I mean-
the problem is, Graf? Because it's very easy to put Azumi, which is already a realized character with like some design choices that inform some of her, character in a way. It's easy to put her in like a situation like this. Like, well, of course she's gonna be chilling in like the roof of a Japanese temple, I guess. So it's easier. My problem here is that I need to make cool OCs so I can like imagine them in situations and draw them in cool backgrounds. Because I will get bored of drawing them over
yeah.
and over again.
I
and
guess
I will be
I
forced
guess that's
to
what
do
it comes
shit.
down to.
Yeah.
For me, it always works
I
the other
see.
way around, but
By the way, I have a problem with Tom Oliver, if you hear this. I see all these
Ooh.
cool Azumi fan arts in like a Japanese setting and on a Japanese roof and a Japanese tea ceremony. And my first Azumi fan art, like almost 2 years ago, was also Azumi on like a Japanese roof with like bamboo and stuff like that. But then I play Azumi in the vertical slice, and it's just some like city setting. It's not even
I don't
Japanese
think that's a
and
problem.
monsters.
I think the idea is that she's an urban ninja. And that's fine.
Yeah, but
She's a modern time ninja.
But I like the Japan. I like the
I mean,
ninja
yeah, I
world
agree,
aesthetic.
but also like it's cool to get different spice of ninja every once in a while.
But also he talked about kaijus in the Azumi game, so maybe that will be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, he did say it was going to be a thing, but yeah.
Nice. Looking forward to more. So,
Anyways, flawless
Seika.
transition. Yeah, this is my first drawing of,
it's not
of the
flawless
weekly
if
progress.
you say it.
What do you mean?
What else
Yeah,
did you draw?
I drew
Seika?
this cute Azumi, and then I'm kind of proud of this cute
Oh yes.
candy girl that I drew earlier this week.
nice hair.
She's pretty cool. I just
She is very good color.
I was just looking at
Very
a bunch
gloss.
of Lolita fashion and how they
Ooh.
get all the candy accessories, and I was like, what if I draw like just a candy girl
The
and just
donut.
get her like
the donut
yes.
earring.
yes.
This is so cool.
Yeah, I had a color palette in mind, and I wanted to draw little candy things as accessories, and I say this is pretty successful. I'm pleased with it.
I'm always fascinated with like the differences between your traditional and digital art, because the digital art looks always very, very cut and glossy and clean, and that's like an extreme example of that. It's
Yeah,
super cool.
sometimes I haven't been doing that much digital painting lately.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I
I've
will
been
though,
looking
because I
through
got
your
commissioned to make like 1 billion of them this week.
Yeah.
So
1 billion this week.
yeah, literally yes. Terrible timing for my hand dying, but you know.
Nice.
Something else you wanna show to the class?
I'm
Sweet.
satisfied with only showing two of them.
Satisfied?
Speaking of
yeah.
hands dying, I have one thing I have to show this time. So, because my hand is dying, and we're behind schedule, my friend and I, we decided to change the style of the character animation in Paco. So it's gonna be a lot sketchier. not as clean as originally planned, just to save time. I also like it more personally, but
I think
that's just personal
it's very
preference.
cute, and it kind of fits with the feel of the background a bit.
Yes.
That's my impression at least. I like how the coloring doesn't fit the lines all the time. It's very, very nice aesthetic.
Yeah,
I like
and
it.
it's
Looks like
really
a
easy
Steven
to do.
Universe background.
It's loose and it's charming, and it will kill your hand less, so that's always a plus.
Yeah. I mean, this
Will
is
be
still
less
missing
hard
some
to
in
animate
betweens
too,
probably,
right?
but yeah, it's a lot easier to just do like you do the rough animation and then you just have to like make the lines a bit cleaner and you fill in the color real quick and it doesn't matter. It's just I hope it's gonna save us a lot of time. Who knows? It's supposed to.
No, it's definitely
it feels very
wise
loose and
step.
nice.
Wise step, and also very aesthetic. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
proud and I'm
That's-
excited because this looks like a real animal.
Yeah,
And
I'm like
I want to see it.
I want to make
You're
it.
real
I
boy,
want to
Graf,
make
you're
it with
doing
my
it.
hand. It's so fucking frustrating. I got this itch in
Just get a
hand.
team. Just be a director.
Soon,
and
Graf.
get a team.
Soon.
Yeah, soon. Anyway,
Azumi.
that's all I have to share. um, Never
what
Oh,
did
that's
you
all
do
you
this
have?
week?
Yeah.
Neverpaint.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, he did
this
say
week.
his hand died.
This week, I wanted to talk a bit about my whole year, about the last 3 weeks, because with the year 2020, I got like on a productivity height that I haven't reached like the last few months because of school and because of a dating sim and stuff like that. And as soon as SketchyCon ended, I just came home and I had like 50 ideas of stuff that I wanted to do, and I did a bunch of them. For example, one thing that I did. Wait, is it? Wait a second. I finished watching season 1 of Doremi with Asha,
Oh, heck yeah.
and we recorded a podcast. I think in the second week of the year, and that podcast released this like last Wednesday and like last week for the listeners, and it out, and I edited it. It was my first edit job in my
Oh,
life.
hell yeah, dude.
And it was fine. I actually had a bunch of fun doing that, because I liked moving stuff around and cutting stuff out in a way that's hiding mistakes, and fuck ups and cutouts.
What do you mean? It was perfect first try, no editing. Perfect.
Yeah, of course. I didn't even do anything. I could just like
Yeah,
put an image to
Neverpaint
it,
loved
and
because
that
it was
was it.
flawless execution. They didn't have to edit anything out.
And also,
I watched
also
most of
Asha-
this video. It's pretty good.
honestly, now that you mentioned that you cut things out, I did notice you editing stuff, but it like did not bother me. I was just like, huh, it's edited here. It still flows.
It was okay. It was straight up a bunch of times. One of us couldn't hear each other because of Discord shenanigans.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it felt like.
that's reasonable.
We had a bunch
Yeah.
of pauses. And Asha made like the thumbnail framing and the background
It's
sketch
so
in the video.
cute. It's so
Yes.
fucking cute. I love it. This video is very cozy. It's good as shit.
Yeah.
Go watch it, everyone.
Yeah, it's a really good discussion actually, and very comfy to listen to.
Nice. Thanks, guys. Subscribe to Asha AM for more Pillow Fort podcasts at some point. Probably
Heck yeah.
gonna record some stuff about just stuff we watched together. And of course, the following seasons of Doremi as soon as we finish some of them, which is gonna take a while.
Nice.
Because it's like 50 episodes a season and a bunch of movies and OVAs, and it's never going to end. actually, speaking of Asha, we did last weekend. We did a little collaboration drawing day. We just a bunch of us just stayed in voice call all day. I think we had like a 12 or 13-hour voice call, at least me, in total. And some of you guys came in sometimes, and Noodle was there for like 2 hours. It was nice. But in the start, Asha and me made some Tolkien art, some Tolkien illustration. And in this one, Asha made the character sketch and the coloring, and I did the background and the line art of the whole thing.
When I saw this on Twitter, I didn't read the text first, and I was like deeply confused, and it took me a second to realize that it was like a collab, because it was like, wait, is this Asha or Neverpaint? Why is Neverpaint posting this? This feels like Asha. Is Neverpaint trying to copy Asha's style as a study? And then I read and I was like, oh wait, now everything makes sense.
Read the video description.
Never. Reading is for fools.
Damn. No. Consulting the strengths of different artists and doing what we can both do best to make a better thing out of it. That's good. That's what you're supposed to do. Right?
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it's always a fun exercise.
Yes. Now it's also fun to line sketches from another artist, because you have to try to interpret the sketch.
You know what we have to do, guys? We have to do one of those challenges where, like, because we have a bunch of people and we can do it, where one person draws a sketch and then they pass it to another person who does the line art, and then another person who puts the colors in, and another person who does the shading or something like that.
Good
and
idea.
Yes,
like
please.
an extended version of that thing, basically.
That also sounds like something we could do on the plaza. So.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Although it would be cool if we put in more time into that, because like we could make like a full color and a full line art everyone.
Sure.
And
this
would get
still something you could also do as a challenge with the time limit if you wanted to. So really good idea. I like that.
Yes. Yes. I want to do that.
Okay.
I always wanted to do those memes, but I never had enough people that I like to work with.
So among the other things I did, I also I already talked about my new OC, Nissel.
Yeah,
who's gonna
the
be
good girl.
My monthly character design OC thing, and a month is close to ending, so I did the character sheet, and for like the expressions, or like some ideas of expressions that I wanna use, and that's a really new thing to me. It was also inspired by Isoken, partly, because I got way more into the idea of doing concept art and sketches before the drawing now.
Yeah.
Because I never did something like this for love or mark. I just went into the thing and figured it out on the way. But actually, I think it's a good idea to think about what you're doing first and like trying to design.
Well, yeah, especially
idea.
if it's a character you want to draw a lot. Like maybe not all the expressions in specific, but like the views and the outfits and experimenting with shit before you settle on a final design.
Yeah.
I have to say the happy expression at the very bottom right, it's my favorite. That face looks really nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. Same. Maybe go with that shape. I don't know.
Yeah, the proportions of her on her face there are just like beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the happy face, because the happy face kind of looks too wholesome for the character, and she's kind of a meanie. She's like
Well, but many people can have happy faces sometimes.
Yeah.
And
And you can distort the shape.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also it can be her
definitely.
moega. She can also be like very sweet in specific
Yeah,
situations,
but
like when
this
when she and Love inevitably fall in love with each other.
But that happens in chapter 500.
Yes.
yeah, that's what I'm basically saying. The happy expression has to be a super rare one. Like
Yeah, but
it has to
the
be
shape
earned.
of her face and the proportions, the positioning of her eyes and her mouth works really well.
Thank you.
It's
I'm also
really cute.
I
My
also
favorite.
I'm pretty hyped for this character now because I have drawn her like a bunch of times now without even having made a full illustration or anything. So I didn't spend a ton of time on her. Like maybe I don't know 6 hours in total for all the sketches I did, which is like nothing for me. I could for my first illustration of Love and Mug I spent 6 hours I think, and that was only like one finished drawing without multiple ideas. Yeah, I'm just really excited about this new way of creating stuff that was obvious to everyone except me. Yeah. And I want to work like this
being
in the
like,
future.
I only had Nissel for 2 hours, but if anything happened to her, I will kill everyone in the room and then myself.
Yes. And I can... first thing on the agenda is that I'm gonna draw... Okay, what I wanted to do is I wanted to... first of all, I have to figure out her backstory a little bit more, but that's not the focus right now, but because I have to structure the whole comic first. But I wanted to do is like drawing some alternative outfits and drawing her in like some everyday situations, interaction with Love, and just like little snippets of a character, like maybe mini comics. I'm gonna see what happens.
Yeah, I'm hyped for that. Finally, Neverforest content is coming back.
There wasn't a whole lot of it, but it's gonna be back in 2020. It's gonna be Neverforest a lot.
Heck yeah.
Cool.
That was basically it. Yeah.
That was it? Okay.
For now.
For now. There's gonna come it's gonna be more stuff to come in 2020. So
For fun,
yeah. Follow us on Twitter at sketch_cast. Send us the hashtag sketch with us. This week's prompt was extinct animals, right?
Or almost
Yeah.
extinct animals.
Well, almost extinct animals.
Yeah.
Draw them, send them
Just
to
cool
us.
shit.
We'll discuss them on the show. Also, join our Discord server, the Sketchy People Plaza, link in the description. We have
I'm
cool art
there.
events going on. Yeah, everybody's there. You don't want to be missing out.
Guys, everyone, the sketch with us prompt is optional. It's an excuse to move your hands, just get doing shit and tag us on it. Thank you. We want to see.
Yeah, we love seeing your drawings, so please send them to us. And wait, still more stuff? Yeah, right. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, stuff like that. We're also there.
Wow.
Just want to start promoting that
check-
as well again.
Yeah, check all the links in the description. Use your
Exactly.
preferred one.
You don't have to watch us on YouTube. It's
But also,
horrible.
please,
Please.
seeing many views and likes gives me a validation, so please do it.
Yeah, that's a good idea to suggest that at the end of a podcast.
I mean, if they're already on YouTube, it's fine. They're already here. Anyways, thank you for listening, everyone.
Yeah, goodbye till next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.